Hey, welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you some boho inspired DIYs. These are things inspired by stores like CB2, Anthropologie, Urban Outfitters, and the list goes on and on. These are all cheap and inexpensive. Most of the items that I used are from the Dollar Tree. Some are not, but they're easy to find. So let's get started. But before we do, if you haven't subscribed, press the button and join the DIY family. All right, so for the first one, I got this mirror from Michael's. It was about $3.99. But if you're lucky, you can find these circle mirrors at the Dollar Tree. I always have a hard time finding them. So the Michael one came in great, and it's a bigger size than the ones that are at the Dollar Tree. To attach the grass hula girl skirt, I just used hot glue. You can see that one went around this 12 to 13 inch mirror almost fully, so I had to come back in with another one. At the end, I ended up using 3 grass skirts all together. You can do less, you can do 2 and just go around that amount, but to get the fullness that I wanted, I ended up using 3. I'm not putting them directly on top of each other, but just right in front of each other. And then when you end, you'll just kind of push the last piece into the row to make it look smooth and clean when you're doing it around. I cut off the little extra string that is used to adjust the skirt, and that's really it for it. So once you're done gluing them on, then you'll go on to the next step. All right, now it's all nice and full, and you can see it is a lot there. I'm trying to get the little strings, that the glue gun makes when you're doing the glue, off the mirror so it doesn't look crazy. And then you'll just flip it on its backside, and you can kind of put it up into the air, or you can lay it flat. I just held it in one hand and then cut around to get the length that I wanted. It was a little bit long when I put it up on the wall, so then I wind up cutting it down even shorter. But that's the great thing about doing your own little home decor DIYs. You have the opportunity to adjust them the way that you want. So wiped all the fingerprints off, and then I flipped it around again to the back to attach the little string there that I'm just showing. That you can do extra embellishment, but you didn't need to, because the way this skirt is, I feel like that's enough for it right there. So I'm just going to use that string and hot glue it to the back. Make sure you get a good amount of glue, because it is a mirror and you do not want it falling and breaking. And don't touch the glue. I don't know, I've been using hot glue forever, but I always seem to forget it is hot glue, and you can see me burning the heck out of my finger there. So you just want to get a good amount of glue to make sure that it hangs, let it dry, and then you can hang it on the wall wherever you feel. Now we're done with that one, and we're going to go on to the second project. Okay, for this one, I did use Dollar Tree items also. I got the little plastic coconut bikini tops. I'm just going to use one piece. They're easy to detach because the string is just tied on there. They do have little holes in it where the string went, but that's okay. I'm going to use this candle holder. I used it before. I'm just going to repurpose it. I just wanted to show you that they come clear like this. And you're just going to glue the 2 pieces together. You're going to try to make sure you find the center of the coconut bra top so that it's not wonky looking. And at this point, you can also maybe take some hot glue and fill in the holes, or you can do it later. I did mine later, but you can take hot glue, you can take spackle, you can take some putty, you can take whatever you want. And I came in with this spray paint and then this stone like spray paint that I got from Home Depot. I had to end up using 2 coats of it. So what I did was spray paint the white, spray paint the stone, put the white on again, and then the stone, and then this is how it turned out. I do love the way it looks. It looks like a cute little stone holder of something. If you have an idea of what to put in it, please let me know. But I just think it's a cute piece to put on your shelves, and it has a very, high-end type look. All right, so now we're on to the next one. It's a Dollar Tree tray that I have, and I got this stain on clearance at Home Depot for only 50 cents. So I'm putting on the stain. Okay, this is not how you put on stain. Do not follow what I have done. I didn't have a rag available, so I tried to use tissue and stain. They don't work well together. You can see it started to clump up, and it was having like stain poop. I don't know. So what I just did was, I had a glove on. I just went around wiping it with my finger. Again, that is not the way that you do it. You do it with a rag so you can have better control of how it goes on and how you wipe it off. But I used what I had available at the moment. So I just went around and I stained most of the tray. I didn't stain the inside bottom because I'm going to be putting a piece over that. So once you're done with this part, you're going to just let it dry. And then I had this scrapped crafting paper. So my daughter does a lot of things with the little scrapbook papers, so we keep them when she's done using them. And then I'm gonna use it for this because it has like a little retro style vibe to it. So once you cut the piece the size you want, you're going to go in and glue it in. I did it with Mod Podge, so I put Mod Podge on the bottom of the tray and then on the top of the paper. If you're going to use Mod Podge, make sure you don't use too much because it will crinkle up the paper. So once you're done with that, then that's it. Then you have a cute little tray, and you can do this on a bigger scale if you have a bigger tray, but this is a way to do it real inexpensive with some Dollar Tree items and any cute scrap paper that you might have, or even cute magazine paper or something. All right, now we're going to get into the last project. The last project, I'm using these little reef rings that I got from Walmart. They weren't that much. And then these little wooden dowel-like sticks that I also got. They didn't cost that much. A pack of 12 was $2.99. And then scrap yarn. I don't know if yarn is scrap, but extra yarn that I had around. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint the sticks with this gold. And I'm hoping because they are wood, that they won't take the metallic shine too much, because I want them to blend in kind of with the reefs. Once you have those painted and that dries, then you'll go on to the next step. You don't have to paint them because this is inspired by Anthropologie piece that I did see, and I believe their wood sticks were wood. It looked like wood, but I wanted them to kind of go together. All right, so you'll find where you want to place the little sticks, and then you'll just take your yarn and wrap the pieces around at the bottom, kind of like in the crisscross way, so that they stay in place. So I'm just going over 2 times one way and then coming back and going over the other way 2 times, and then tying it off in the back to secure each stick to each side. I'm doing one at a time though. And the good thing about like boho inspired wall decor and stuff like that, you can do it your own way. It doesn't have to be any set way. Like I said, I'm modeling this after an Anthropologie piece that I saw, but you can change it up and do it whichever way you want. With these reeds, like there's so many different ways that you can do it, but I like the way that one was, so I wanted to try it. All right, I wanted a more natural color yarn. I didn't have any more natural color yarn left. The brown is kind of natural, like a natural color, but I didn't want just straight brown, so I'm mixing a white and the brown together, and I'm just taking them, making a loop and pulling it back through the loop to attach the pieces once you decide, how long you want them to be. So I'm just going to do that down the whole way of the stick, not going too close to the end. You can, because it's your way, and you can just leave it like this when you're done and then go on to the next step. But I wanted to do both sides of it to make the little feather looking like piece. So once I have both sides done and it's all nice and full in the way that I want it, I'm going to unravel the pieces of yarn. You can do it one by one like this, or you can try to comb them out. If you comb them out with one of the pet brushes like people use, it's gonna have a more fluffier type look. If you take them out individually, it'll have a more crinkly type look like mine is gonna have, but it will take you much longer. It won't take you as long as you think it will, but it'll take you longer. All right, now it's all done. It's nice and fluffy, and then you're just gonna cut it to shape make it look like a little feather piece. So you can try to hang it up and then cut it. I just laid mine flat down after I made sure everything was nice and straight, and then cut the shape that I wanted it to be. And that's it for that step. And then you can just hang it on your wall. I just hung it straight to a nail that was already on the wall, and that was it. It was done. So again, that was another simple one and a great way to save money on home decor pieces, especially if you just want to try out the boho look. These are the ones that inspired me, and you can see they've done them different ways, but it was $118 and it was around the same size. So for a few dollars, you have that. So if you like, please give it a big old thumbs up. Do not forget to follow along, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.